Hello and good morning in Europe, good evening in the United States. This is Ahura with another daily outlook video. As you know, in these series of videos, we are looking at the market to see what happened, what is going on, and what we have to expect from today's financial market. So far, uh, that we are in a very important days. Actually, we were yesterday in a very important day, yesterday and day before with the earning reports. Facebook missed the expectations. Facebook missed the EPS expectations, while day before that we had a very good data from other our other giants actually PayPal. I cannot say the PayPal, but the Google, but the Apple, all of them they were better than expected. They beat the expectations. But Meta platform or the Facebook, the new name is the Meta platform, they missed the EPS expectations at 3.85, with the result came at 3.67. Okay, and that was one of the reasons that yesterday we saw the market to have a little bit weakness. But as you know, it was not the main reason. Uh, let's go to the chart and see the chart. This is the volatility chart. The volatility chart, the market volatility, a little bit increased yesterday with two reasons. First of all, we had a very this very against some optimistic, but very worrying. It's like kind of concerning and worrying numbers from ADP. This ADP big missing ADP numbers at 301,000 jobs, which mostly were in the tourism and the hotels industry. It shows that right now still the labor market needs help. The labor market, if we cut the help, if we just suddenly drop our supports from the labor market, we may can face with a bigger problem. That's actually was the warning that if you were following the speeches from the Fed members in the past days, we could see that some of the Fed members they already told in the last days, like a Bullard, Bostic, Barkin, and Harker, they told already that January non-farm payrolls should not be too good. At the same time, we had a concern that actually that was very. Look at here, look at the chart. That was one of the reasons. Where is my chart here? That was one of the reasons to see that now SP 500 and the Nasdaq. You can see that this. Can you see this big drop here? Nasdaq also here, the big drop here. Mostly S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Dow Jones was a little bit better, but the Nasdaq and SP 500 they missed their daily peak, mostly because of that, with just such a big drop in ADP numbers, and also we had a geopolitical news, which is also is increasing the tensions between the United States and Russia. United States is going to send the army to the Europe, and Russia didn't welcome that, and so that now you are increasing the level of the tensions here, and it is not such a good news to solve the situation in a more peaceful way. So right now, this is not what is market like to see or market like wants to hear, but anyway, what is going on here shows us that market right now has too many reasons to be worried about the situation. Anyway, as I told in the past days and last week, we should not be about the financial market. We should not be that big. We should not be such that much worried about the market because none of the U.S. and United States, they are not no, United States and Russia, they are not planning to fight each other. So therefore, probably we can see a little bit small conflict in Ukraine, and they're gonna solve something there. They're gonna give something in Ukraine, get something in South America, and solve this puzzle like this between the United States and Russia. Even if we saw the war in Ukraine, it's gonna be very limited and. For sure, NATO is not going to take a part in that or send any troops. especially right now that the Ukraine is not part of the NATO. They didn't sign it. They didn't accept it. They just wanted. They just requested. They sent. They just applied to be part of the NATO, but they are not. Therefore, this weakness that we saw in the market, it doesn't mean that it's gonna go continue so fast. It's gonna go. It's gonna continue much more than this, especially with the in the Nasdaq or SP 500. We can see that still it's trading about 4,500, 4.5K. Especially such a big number, such a big drop in ADP numbers. If we see that in tomorrow's non-farm payroll numbers also, it means not something bad for the market, because with such if we see that this weakness in the labor market, it means that the labor market needs still help. Therefore, going through the hawkish policies that fast that the earlier weeks we could hear from the different banks that we're gonna have a full 5, 6, or 7, even sometimes we're talking 2022 or stuff like that. It is not something that we can see in the markets. Well, because this data shows that still we need help. Still, labor market needs more time to get back to the normal situation. So here we go. So here we go. This is the market situation. About the energy, WTI, yesterday we had the OPEC Plus meeting. You know that. OPEC and its allies called OPEC Plus, they decided to do not change their production plan, which it means the high price here, the price increasing from here. At the same time, last night we had the EIA data. EIA data also showed that the U.S. crude oil inventories, in the last week decreased by 1.64 million barrels, while market was expecting to increase of 1.8 million barrels. So this decreasing the inventory levels, which we saw the previous day, day before also, which we saw in API reports, weekly report as well. We have this lower inventories, and now we have OPEC Plus sticking their plan to do not increase, to do not change their increasing plan. So they're gonna follow the same rule that they had, 400,000 barrels per day per month till end of 2022. But it is not the main reason. As last days also I mentioned, during the pandemic, during the lower prices in the oil market, we had too many just like kind of in, runaway, we can say it like this, runaway investments from these industries, and we didn't, because this industry, the oil industry, couldn't catch much investments here. Therefore, the production has a problem. The supply level is not fulfilled when so many countries in the in OPEC and OPEC Plus, they cannot supply, they cannot fulfill their parts, their shares, their market caps, their market share in the OPEC Plus plan. I mean, for example, there we had a Kazakhstan. They couldn't fulfill their commitments. We had again we had a Kuwait. Actually, no, Kuwait. The Iraq. Yeah, we had the Iraq. We had different countries. I don't remember exactly which of them, which members. They couldn't fulfill their commitment. There's so many of them. They cannot product as much as they committed. They accepted to supply to the market. Therefore, the less supply in the market, the weakness in the supply section can still put the more pressure on the oil. On the oil industries, which it means that the higher prices for the oil. Therefore, still we don't see any other reason. We don't see any other reason to put the oil under pressure, especially with the ongoing tensions between the Ukrainian and Russian. It means that the oil and gas industry must be still wanted. As we can see here, this natural gas chart. This natural gas chart shows that the gas price is well above $5. Look at here. This for $4.40. Like, or we can go a little bit. We were talking when it was about the $3.8. We put the target of $4.70 here. Oops. we put the target of $4.70. Why we put this target together? We could see this level. Uh, yeah, we put this target together. Why we could see this level in the previous charts here. Okay, just like this level that we saw before. That was the reason we put this targets. We put this. Look at here. Several times we had this very important level. So we put $4.70 as the next target when we were at $3.8. So we touched the target and then we put the our support level, K support at $4.40. And we talked about that as long as we're trading above $4.40, it means that the bulls will run in the market from the technical point of view and from the fundamental point of view. These tensions between the Russia and Ukraine means that if there is something happen, even if something for a short time, European will face the gas shortage. Therefore, the price is increasing. The buyers are still there, and that tensions will support the gas price. And as long as the gas price is higher, it means that we have many factories and refinery. We have many factories that they are going to use the oil instead of gas because the gas is much expensive right now. Therefore, therefore we can see that demand for the gas and for oil is increasing. And we can see, therefore, we can see higher prices for that. About the cryptocurrencies market, yesterday we saw this kind of fall in the lower prices in the cryptocurrencies market. We have different news. First of all, Indian government they stated that they never going to accept the Bitcoin as a legal tender in India. So this that was not actually the kind of the news can support the positive sentiment in the market and put the more pressure on the prices, while the U.S. tax agency also cracks down on the rules around the DeFi lending and staking. It is also something that we have to be careful about because the last months staking is getting more and more interested for the people, and therefore they have to watch that. About let's go about the Bitcoin. If you talk about the Bitcoin, or talk about the Bitcoin, we know that under 40K, as several times we mentioned, under 40K, still the downtrend is can continue, and we are in the downtrend as long as we are trading under 40,000. Same thing happened for the Ethereum. For the Ethereum also, we talked about the 2,000 something like $400. We talked that if we talk actually for Ethereum it was a little bit different. We talked about the $2,400, which is this level. I think that if we go above 2,400, it means that here we have a strong support, and if we cannot breach this 2,400 lower, we thought that this is strong support, and if we cannot do it, it means that Ethereum can start increasing from here. I don't know if it can continue or not, but anyway, we have a strong. Let's go here. We have a strong resistance as well here at the 3,000 four or 2,500 here. Let's go here. Yeah, $3,400 is the very strong resistance as well. Ethereum for any long-term increase need to pass 3,400. You can see it here. Otherwise, we cannot in the long term we cannot see higher prices for the Ethereum. However, current price also is means that still it is well above support at 2,400 US dollar. About the currencies today, let's first talk about it today and then go talk about the currencies. As you know, today is very important day for the Bank of England and for Central Bank of Europe. ECB and BOE, both of them will have monetary policy meeting and interest rate decision. To be honest, I do expect that since we know that the inflations in the Europe yesterday we had the inflation numbers in the Europe and it increased about 5.5%, 5.1%. Even if it is not as warning that we were thinking that could increase even much more than this, but still for Eurozone 5.1% inflation is a little bit high. Therefore, we are expecting a little bit hawkish policies and the decisions and the tones from ECB. Even maybe it will be a time to increase the rates by by 10 basic points. That that is something that we can expect for a short term to support the euro against its crosses, especially against Europe. Uh, because why? Because right now, this weakness that we saw in the labor market in United States, it means that we can expect more hawkish, more support from central banks. So therefore, the hawkish, a little bit more dovish policies from the Europe, for American Central Bank, from the Federal Reserve. It means that the U.S. dollar will be a little bit weaker, will be a little bit under pressure. And if we saw the hawkish policies from ECB, European Central Bank, it means that the US dollar, it means that the euro will be a little bit stronger. Therefore, euro USD is supposed to give a kind of positive feedback to that and increase a little bit. But it's gonna be the short-lived bulls in the chart if we saw that. About the pound also is the same. Pound also is increasing against US dollar in the past days, and we are expecting to see this continue a little bit more, which is also will be the short-lived till end of February. We can see a little bit stronger pound because that the central bank of Bank of Canada or the Bank of England or Central Bank of Britain UK is going to have a little bit hawkish policies. But at the same time, since the United Kingdom was the first G7 member to increase the rates, it is also likely to see the holding policies. Maybe they decide to do not change the policies, to do not change the rates, to do not change the level of the bond purchases, gilt purchases, or British pounds, the British bonds called gilt. They don't change anything here in this meeting, and they say that, you know what, we are waiting for the next month, we are waiting for the next meeting and to see what we have to do, because whatever we decided last month, we have to wait and see the results. It is also likely, it's also actually, I don't think it's a likely. If so, the bulls will not have too much rooms to go forward. This is generally what's happening in the market and what happened in the market. About the earnings uh, today about the earnings. Let's see what we have on the earning calendar. It's also we shouldn't forget about the economic calendar. About the economic calendar, we have today we have very important data also. Besides central banks meetings, we have the United States job employment numbers that we have to that we should follow. We should clearly watch about that. We have in Britain also we have the purchasing manager index numbers that it is going to be very important, and we have to watch that. Yeah, that's the most important data that we have to. ISM manufacturing and non-manufacturing purchasing manager index in the United States as well will be closely followed. We have to closely follow that. In a market, Amazon is very important. Amazon is very important, especially in industrial earnings are also important. Jobless claims also is important. But anyway, Amazon and Snaps, they are reporting their earnings reports today, and we have to follow them because already we had most of this giants reports. We had the Facebook missed. We had the Microsoft better than expected. We had the Apple better than expected. Just the Facebook between the giants, just the Facebook missed the expectation, and now today Amazon is going to publish its report. We have to follow that and see what is the Amazon expectations. It's one of the biggest company in the world and one of the most valued companies in the world. While we know that Google also already, that Google also increased in the last days the market cap of the Google, and now the value of the Google is more than $2 trillion. Okay, guys, this is generally what happened in the market, what is going on. Just like I told different stuff from different places. This is because this generally I'm just explaining what's happening. Then you guys are by yourself. You're gonna decide what to do, what to trade, and what to do not. But anyway, you need to know what is going on in the market and what we have to take care about. Please let me know your idea in the comments, whatever you want me to add or to cut. Please let me know, and I will do or follow your recommendation. See you guys tomorrow again. Bye bye.